What's going on, guys? My name is Christopher and welcome to It's Complicated, the show where I talk about and showcase wristwatches. So if you love watches like I do, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button, then click on the bell, and you'll be all set. Today, we're going to be talking about two different Rolex Explorers. Here we go. All right, what's going on, guys? Before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to Bob's Watches. The guys over there provided me with these two Explorers today, and I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check them out. Big selection over there. Today, I have two Rolex Explorers. One is a 14270, and the other one is a 214270. And what can I say about the Rolex Explorer? It's a fantastic watch with years and years of history. You're not going to see many Explorers in display cases of authorized dealers right now during this Rolex shortage, as lately these are just as hard to find as some of the other Rolex watches. Many people love the Rolex Explorer. So what I wanted to do with you guys today is look at some differences between the Rolex Explorer 14270 and the Rolex Explorer 214270. I believe this 14270 was made in 2001, judging by its bracelet code. And this one was made much more recently in 2017, I believe. The first big difference I notice is the weight. As you may or may not know, older Rolex models such as this 2001 model have hollow center links, so the 214270 is much heavier. Here is the 14270 on the scale, right at about 100 grams. And here's the 214270 on the scale. And you can see how much heavier that is. It's heavier by about a third, weighing in at 136 grams, almost. Of course, the 214270 is a 39 millimeter case, and the 14270 is a 36 millimeter case. So that's going to give this one a little more weight as well. You know, and something else I want to mention is they don't make the Rolex Explorer in 36 millimeter anymore, just in 39 millimeter. I think it's a nice modern update, to be honest. I think it looks pretty great on my wrist. Not that I think the 36 millimeter Explorer looks bad on my wrist. Another difference between these two watches is the movement. The newer one is using Rolex caliber 3132, and it beats at 28.8 thousand beats an hour. And the 14270 here is using Rolex caliber 3000. It beats at the same frequency as the 3132, but the 3132 is a higher precision movement. One thing I want to mention about the movement in the older Explorer here, that Rolex caliber 3000, is that when you turn the crown clockwise, the hands move counterclockwise, and that is unlike many Rolex watches I've played with before. And you can tell the dials are a little different. The Explorer is down towards 6 o'clock on the newer version, and the Explorer is actually up towards 12 o'clock on the older model. Also, on the 214270, there is Lume on the 3, 6, and 9, and there is no Lume on the 3, 6, and 9 on the 14270 here. Speaking of Lume, let's check that out. The Lume on these watches are quite different. The 214270 has the blue chromolite, where the 14270 has the super luminova. Personally, I kind of like the green glow better. It just seems a little more radioactive, which is what the tritium was they used back in the day. But the blue does glow beautifully. And the 3, 6, and 9 shining looks so nice on the 214270. Both of these watches feature an oyster bracelet and an oyster clasp, although the 2017 version features the newer oyster clasp here with the more solid steel folding part there. And the 14270 has the older style Rolex clasp with that stamped steel for the folding parts there. Also, the sides of the bracelet and the sides of the cases on these watches are high polished, and I think that really just helps these watches pop. But you know, I do like the look of both of these. I like how that's kind of camouflaged in there with the rest of the links on the older one, but this one also looks really nice that way. So kind of a win-win there. Another difference between these two Explorers is this one has the engraving on the inner bezel that you can see there. And they didn't start doing that until about 2007, late 2007, I believe. So this one does not feature that engraving on the rehaut. Something else I want to mention is this 2017 model here. It does feature the Lume on the 3, 6, and 9, which they didn't have when it first came out, and it has the longer hands as well. When this watch first came out, it was using the same length hands as this watch here, and I'm sure that's just Rolex using old parts until they were gone, and then just decided to make longer hands for the 214-270. And I'm glad they did this because I think it looks much better this way than the old way. I'll pull up a picture of the 39mm Explorer with these shorter hands for you guys. And one of the last differences I want to talk about is the lugs here. These lugs are a lot thicker than the older lugs, but they're still pretty thin. These are just two absolutely amazing watches. If I had to pick one or the other, I would definitely take the 214-270 here. Not to say that this is a bad watch, this guy over here. Those were some of my thoughts and some of the differences between those two Rolex Explorers. If you think I missed something, or if you want to tell me something maybe I don't know, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And that wraps up another episode of It's Complicated. Don't forget to subscribe to the show, like this video, share it with all your friends, and I'll see you next time on another episode of It's Complicated.